Hello, hello, hello. Hey, this is Morning with Lisa. Um, yeah, I'm letting my hair grow out natural. So, some days it'll act right, and some days it won't. But anyway, I was listening to I was listening to the Anthony Bodega story. He committed suicide. Now I'm trying to tell somebody, look, these social medias, these people that's in charge of Facebook, YouTube, all of these computer wizards, I call them devils. That's what I call them. I call all these little techs as devils. They nothing but devils that created something to spy on a person who God has given a gift to take away. And what I'm trying to tell people with these ministries that goes over here and they make friends with these people. You know, you ever heard of a word called befriend? Okay, that's basically what's going on. These people is befriending the United States of America. We too nice. Which is, God said be nice and gentle. Yes, he did. But he didn't say be blind about certain things. When the church went into all of the world, trying to get people, the unbelievers, because Jesus did it. When the church tried to get these things done, to go in all of the world and get people to believe in Jesus Christ, here comes another faith came in. Now, my hair's on my neck. Okay, now these people that's trying to overcome the church, these different religions or these different whatever, there's only one that's going to survive it. And I hate to say it, but if you don't reverence Jesus Christ, ain't nothing else you're going to be able to do. Ain't nothing else you're going to be able to do. God is, like he said, he had plans for the earth. He had plans. And he going to continue out those plans, with or without you. And that's how he's going to do it. Now, I don't know what this satanic Scientology, I guess they say Scientology churches is rising up. I don't even know what that is. Because that, to me, that's just science. That's just just somebody just thought of Scientology. Just see, that's what I'm talking about. It's mental illness. It's mental illness is taking over the world. And people just flopping under mental illness. I mean, physically, literally real mental illness. You know, you have to, I know that 9/11 happened. I know that tsunami happened. I know that all these things happen. But you got to think about who's behind this mess that you call destruction. When God say, man is going to destroy what he has built. Because any structure that's not of God, and you attack God's people with your structures, and you attack God's people with your comings or whatever, just be prepared for it to come down. That's all I'm saying. You cannot force anyone to come underneath you. Pastor Brady's husband was on TBN, and he said, get under somebody. And I told my friend, I had just recently talked to a person that I was talking to, and these churches, they killing themselves to be seen on television. And the way that the world is viewing these churches is saying that we the ones that's crazy. So now we the laughing stock of the world to the enemy out there in the world that don't believe in Jesus. You got a lot of atheists, and you got different religions that say, oh, look at those Christians. Those Christians are just as crazy. They just don't know who God is. I had a person that jumped in the car. We shared the cab. And I think that he was kind of mental. He ain't had no teeth in his mouth, so you can tell that, he was a little mental disturbed. I thought he was Bobby Brown's relatives. That's what I thought. Because, Bobby Brown's people down there in Atlanta. Or you just never know which one you're going to bump into. Okay. Now, I bumped into Bobby Brown. He thought I didn't know. He thought I didn't know who he was. See, that's what I'm talking about. People are dealing with mental illness. These stars, actors, whatever you choose, these singers, these prophetess, these ministers, these people that you put in the limelight. And people saying, oh, we love them and we love them and we love them and we love them. But we just loving their craziness. We're not loving on them where that God said we have to love them to get them right with God. These people is basically killing themselves slowly but surely, a slow death, to be rich. When God said, the word said, you don't have to work hard to get what you want with God. I don't know what God they represent. That they gotta be out here stepping on each other's faces. They gotta be here tormenting each other just to get in front of a television screen, just to get popular internet. And you know what? In the UK, I hate to say it, but the UK for years has been antagonizing black folks, antagonizing us to come against each other. The British. Now, you got some British people that love Jesus, because you got to think of Esther. There's royal people in there, royal Jewish people. But you got some that's just medieval like a pit bull. You hear what I say? You got some Jewish people just medieval and just evil to the touch. Okay? And they call themselves all this God's favorite people and all this stuff. God do you really think that God is going to comfort the devil in messing with something that he can get work out of? Come on, ask yourself that. The devil, do you think God got time for the devil to sit around and smoke weed all day? What work God getting at a person that's smoking weed? Then you got to worry about feeding the weed habit. So that means stealing gonna go on. That means file for some, like, if they don't have a way, they're gonna file for some food stamps. And then half of the food stamps is gonna go on their addiction. That's what causes a food addiction, because they smoking that weed. They eating. Well, cocaine really don't have it doesn't subdue your appetite. Cocaine doesn't. But your sex increase. I'm trying to tell somebody about history of drugs and history of alcohol. Alcohol burns your cells, so that's why a lot of people do have memory loss, because they alcoholics and the alcohol is poison in their brains. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they have that. You have a lot of people with, young people with dementia because they drink all the time. And it's killing they burning out their brain cells. So the brain cells that they need to think, and the memory part is the first thing that goes. When you poisoning your mind, you poisoning your body with alcohol. Alcohol is poison. Drink too much of it is poison. It suffocates your brain. It takes the oxygen levels out of your blood that you need. Smoking takes the oxygen out your blood that you need. So guess what? The brain gonna suffer lack of oxygen, right? And then you got a blood supply that's so toxic that you can't function as a normal person, because you're gonna always talk in a delusional state of mind, because your brain is suffering from lack of oxygen. So anything you think of, you're gonna think that is real. You living in what you believe in, but it's really a delusional state of belief. It ain't real. These people that got these heroin addiction, you don't know what you're sticking in your veins. You know what I'm saying? You might be sticking like chlorine in your veins. And then you got toxins in your blood. So your brain is struggling to survive with some oxygen. So everything got something to do with oxygen level in the brain. So when you take on these things, food is an addiction where that you can overfeed yourself and die of asphyxiation, that you can suffocate yourself with food. You know what I'm saying? You can even suffocate yourself with a lot of water, because foods has water. So they tell you don't normally need 8 glasses of water, an 8-ounce glass of water. You don't need 8 of them. You know, as long as you're drinking between 3 and 4 a day, you doing good, because the rest you can find in vegetables. That's why they tell you to take vegetables. That's why they tell you to do that, because vegetables do give you water. Fruit gives you water. You know, these things give you extra water in your system. So that's why you see a lot of people like don't really need a lot of water. You know what I'm saying? So knowing about life can get you somewhere further. But I just don't understand how I can share information through my generation, community, and they make YouTube pages, and they say, oh, they making YouTube pages, and they surviving off of YouTube. It's a job, right? It's a job. They ain't going out there sticking nobody up. They might be probably stealing people's food or whatever, like the food hall, probably stealing people's food stamps and people's money. But they ain't out there sticking people up. You know what I'm saying? Like physically sticking people up. They done found another way to rob a person. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. They done found a way to the agencies and these YouTubers, these people who voted and stuff like that. Some of them has got crime on their record, where that the system won't hire them. These employers won't hire them because majority of them has a record of stealing. You know what I'm saying? Money, food, you know what I'm saying? Stealing supplies on jobs and stuff like that. So now they say, okay, we got to make our money any which way we can. So what more do you got left? Like if YouTube gonna come in or Disney gonna come in, or Universal gonna come in and help the people, help the people. So my thing is this: if Universal Studios is coming in to help people to even, you know what I'm saying? It's like a network of craziness. You know what I'm saying? So if Disney gonna come in and steal somebody else's cartoons and make it their cartoon, like copyrighted underneath their copyrights, Disney copyrights, which is cool, but if the person didn't even get in contact with the person, I think that's a thievery. I think Walt Disney kind of, owe money out for that way. But see, for a person to have a lot of impact on money, you have to know. I like I said, I have a LLC, and I made my Live God's Gift my organization to give to people. From Live God's Gift. If I give a gift out, if I donate to some organizations or some type of shelter or stuff, I have to put my name on it. So a lot of people don't want you to put your name on it because they don't want to put you on their taxes to say, Lisa, do donate. So this is where all this stuff is coming at, and saying, putting my name out there and say, oh, she's not donating. She's making money, but she's not donating. You know what I'm saying? But if I can't live off of $1,000 a month, and not pay mortgage and stuff like that. So if my stuff is out here and it's making millions and millions of dollars, I'm not knowing about it. I don't have an invoice. No accountant is calling me. Who's my accountant? I didn't hire an accountant. You know what I'm saying? So if BMI is supposed to be my accountant, BMI is not sending me any paperwork stating that what I have made off of those albums, off of every project that I have ever written through the years, over 10 years, I have not one time gotten an invoice of any type of profits that I know. You know what I'm saying? If I am a record company, then what houses did I pay? You know what I'm saying? What houses did I buy? You know what I'm saying? So my thing is this. If the family is doing this, if Deirdre Hatton, the Winans, the Clark sisters is putting this type of responsibility on me, Donnie McClurkin, if they are putting this, the Israelite or whatever churches, if these churches, this church organization, what's it called? Kojic, is putting this on, because my brother is involved with the same church. But if these people are putting this responsibility on me, I gotta have some type of documents to tell the IRS, look, I purchased these properties for these artists. I gotta say, look, this is my artist, but it's not my artist. If they are under the Winans, then that's the Winans. The Winans is supposed to provide for them, not Lisa Holmes, not Sky Dream. But if the Winans is using Sky Dream lyrics, or the Clarks is using Sky Dream lyrics libraries, if these people is using, all the churches is using my libraries, then I have no recollection and I have no type of way of knowing that these people, how many units they sold per day, per week, per month, quarterly, how much they made quarterly, what type of what type of money went out. CeCe Winan, they got to know my social security number, because my brother was my guardian. So 9 and 10, he had to be the one who gave them my social security number. And at the time when he was my guardian, he had to. Before I switched the password, my brother had to give them because he made up the password. He was my guardian. He was my daughter's guardian, and he was my guardian. So anything that we made out of our names while my brother still had our information, it had to go down that way. You understand what I'm saying? Because it couldn't have been nowhere else. If me and my daughter was underneath a security code, my brother made up the security code. So now, but I changed it. So that's why Miss CeCe keeps saying God been good to her. God been good. You know what I'm saying? So if these are codes that saying that we have your account, our record label or her record label or whatever, have the projects, and they got the projects underneath her record label or whatever, it's cool to me. But I can, CeCe know I can't. I mean, is she living off $1,000 payment? I'm pretty sure she's not. You know what I'm saying? I would love to go take a view of her house, how her and Pastor Love is living. You know what I'm saying? They beautiful people. I love them, and you know what I'm saying? They son, what's his name? What's his son name? Alvin Jr. And Marvin Jr. So if these nieces and nephews don't cause so much trouble if they cause trouble for their parents, like I said, I'm not mad at the parents. I'm not even mad at the young ones trying to make it in the world, and they don't have no other way to make it. I'm not mad at that. But these people got to know, the church got to know, God is not just going to give you something that he said thou should not steal. So when you sitting here and someone is telling you to steal from another LLC and steal from another business, steady coming together as a business, partners or whatever, give that person an opportunity to come as a partner. Now, I don't know what BB doing as far as that shaking hands and stuff like that. I don't do business like that. No, BB can't sit up here and talk about this and talk about that. He can jump in and out of anybody's spirit, or he can listen to anybody that's on the receiver. But I hope that he listened to me and say, it don't work like that, bruh. So, like Mom Winan said, those are still her boys. But with Mom Winan, I'm gonna tell you something. When I told Miss CeCe, when my mother knew that her sons was out there doing wrong, she corrected them. She didn't care how old they was. And her sons had wives and husbands. You know what I'm saying? Her daughter, none of her daughters married. But one. But one. Only one married. None of her daughters married but one. And that was the second oldest sister. She married. She was the only one that married. Nobody else married. And right to this day, all of the all of the sisters stayed single. You know, we in our 50s and 40s. Yep, stayed single. so we had kids, but we stayed single. Unless one of them got married and didn't tell them, then maybe it was a secret marriage. You know, sometimes when these foreigners come over, honey, they're married half of them. They're married half of them, and sometimes it don't work out and they go their own way, and don't nobody know that they got married. You know, they keep it a secret. Some people keep their marriages a secret in the family, or who they married. You never get to meet them or nothing. You don't know nothing about them or anything. So yeah. So that's how that rolled too. But like I said, but wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying? We can't keep talking about the body of Christ if the body of Christ is all jacked up and got a lot of confusion going on. God said he's not a God of confusion. So where the top is, the top need to get it together. You know what I'm saying? So that the bottom can know what to do. You know. But I am the head of my own temple. You know what I'm saying? So if God see that I am doing good, then he's going to come and dwell. So Jesus said, I'll come and dwell where you be. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to be inside of a sanctuary that don't welcome God. You know what I'm saying? If a sanctuary is sitting there just lying on God 24/7, do you really think God is there? You know what I'm saying? Do you really think God is there? That's all I want to say. I mean, if you paying your money to a temple where God is not there. You know what I'm saying? And then you just paying out a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I learned my lesson. I woke up quick. You know what I'm saying? Because I kept saying, I said, Lord, I know you good. When I wasn't in church, God came. But when I was in church, then it was just like, you know what I'm saying? I said, I can't. So I knew the difference when I was outside of the church and then when I was inside of the church. But one of the churches that I joined, I had joined the church. And when someone did a background check on me, and what ended up happening, they probably tried to invest behind my back and tried to say I was crazy. And you just don't remember what you signed. And you just, you know what I'm saying? I said, oh, who signed? Now, I got sisters that will forge your name in a damn minute. They will steady your handwriting. I got people in my family will steady my handwriting and forge my name on every damn contract there is. And then say I owe them some money. You know what I'm saying? Now, I try to tell people, with all this con game going on, I will let a person know if I signed that or not, because then they'll say I'm in a delusional state of mind. So sometimes they'll sit there and do all this stuff, and I tell them, I said, no, I didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So Clyde Davis or whoever record label dealing with who, y'all need to get with the person. But I know the Winans, they hooked up with Barry Gordy with the Rosses, and the Rosses, I think the Rosses and the Jacksons. The Barry Gordy and the Rosses with the, so you got the Jacksons and the Rosses as family members through Barry Gordy. Barry Gordy, Mike the Jacksons, and then the Jacksons married into Barry Gordy's family, and the Ross has a child. So like I said, she's an author. She's an author. So you got several ones mingling with the Gordys. You know what I'm saying, in Detroit. You know what I'm saying. So you got the Rosses and stuff like that. So when you got people who know that you're a writer and you get in contact with some of the people that's writers, and it might be like an older group that's looking for a comeback. There's a lot of groups that was looking for a comeback, like in 2003. You know what I'm saying? So they some of them made it out there, and some of them didn't. They had a reunion, oldies but goodies, down there in Detroit at the Fox Theater, and so sometimes you just never know who's related to these older groups that been out here for years. Like Ranch Allen is an older group. You know what I'm saying? But he's in the church. Regina Bell, you know what I'm saying? They old gospel group, but they in the church. You know, all these people is in churches. So they probably looking for a comeback album or through a record label. I don't know what record label they in. But Ty Scott Records, they said majority of the artists go through Ty Scott Records. That's in Detroit. You know, that's in Michigan. So I need to probably meet with Ty Scott Records, because if Deirdre and Michael Winans Sr., if they work for Ty Scott Records, then I need to find out. You know, if they got artists and they looking for projects and stuff. Because I've been writing to Cece for years. I've been writing to Cece since 2003. And I know her family know it because Mom Whining and Pop Whining was manager over their company. You know, so rather I was heading stuff in Florida. I was sending stuff to Florida, sending stuff to Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? So I was copyrighted. I told her, I said, Miss Cece, my name is Lisa Holmes, but now I'm under Skydream Lyrics Production. I said, I got my lyrics copyrighted, you know. So I ended up, I said, God showed me a lyric, because now everybody's saying, they writers. But before, they weren't writers. But they writers because I'm giving my libraries, like certain ones, my library. So they going on Bobby Jones show, and they going on TBN, and they interviewing saying, oh, we writers. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I guess my friend, my girlfriend, she's saying she's a writer. She's a co-writer. So everybody's a writer. So I said, well, it got to come naturally. You know what I'm saying? But people do that. And when you got a publicist boost up your name. A publicist boost up your, you know what I'm saying, your reputation. You know, a publicist boost up your reputation. Even though you probably none of these things, but that's what a publicist do, to make sales of albums and stuff like that. But in the ministry, you really don't have to do that. If they like the song, they like the song. If they like for you to sing, they like for you to sing. You know what I'm saying? The ministry, you're not supposed to do what the world do, how they promote music. Ministry is supposed to be totally different. You know, your church is supposed to support your music. The community is supposed to support your music. When you got a new CD out there and you supporting the community is supposed to support you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Okay. I just want that, you know, ain't no hard feelings or anything. I'm just saying. I guess they can determine all these church networks, the Word Network or whatever. I think it's Tower 4. Impact is Tower 400, huh? Is it Tower? It's yellow and black. I think that's Impact or something like that. Okay, but I can't get that station. But I guess this is how they, you know, they get the money. I guess, I don't know. But okay, y'all can holler at me on the YouTube if y'all want me to hear something. See you later.